Hey Villa fam, you're back with Two Village Girls for another episode of Honest Conversations. I'm Serena.
I'm Angie.
As we continue talking about growth and change from the lenses of childcare workers, this week we will be telling you about the importance of play and sleep. Now, you guys already know play is like our lifeline when it comes to early childhood education.
hmm
And we will always, always, always come back to this because it really is the foundation for
Yeah,
early learning.
that's really all we really do. We play, we sing, we play, we sing, we
Mm-hmm.
clap, we dance, we sing. But it all really is still play, really.
Mm-hmm.
Them using their imagination, them using their like creative skills, creative thinking. Like it's very important.
Absolutely. Even with my pre-K students, breaking them out into like different centers. We've got like math centers,
Mm-hmm.
even like your dress up housekeeping
Yep.
area. That's our social studies where they learn like about food
Yeah.
and cooking and caring for babies and tending house, cleaning, down to like your like sand tables and water tables.
Water.
Like possibilities are endless in play.
Mm-hmm.
All you need is an imagination, and
Yep.
there goes your entire education right there.
Absolutely. There's two different types of play, and there's two different types of indoor play, and there's one with explanation and one without explanation. With explanation in play, basically you will give them like a certain activity or a certain game, because you know games that you have to play to learn and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different games you would set out for your students to play, and they will have to like follow those different rules.
Mm-hmm.
But like with play without explanation is basically like setting clear expectations and giving them the um environment and just letting them explore, play, use their imaginations, and just do what like they feel is fun to them.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
What do you
I
think,
feel like giving them like a generic guideline of how to stay safe and then letting them explore gives them just more opportunity to learn from their environment instead of
Mm-hmm.
from directions.
Yeah.
Of course, in some situations, you have to follow rules
Yeah.
in order to gain something out of it. But in a lot of cases, there are things you can learn just from experiencing it firsthand. Natural consequences, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the housekeeping, for example, learning how to pour your own glass of milk. Also, learning that there's a possibility of overfilling the cup
Yeah.
and spilling,
Spelling.
giving them the option to use different things that we use in real life, such as like a little kid's like pitcher
Mm-hmm.
to pour by themselves, or like little mops and brooms, those kinds of things to clean up their messes. Those just natural play, those natural environment,
Mm-hmm.
like toys, they teach a lot more than directions do, especially for kids, because kids, they hear bits and pieces of what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
but giving them like whole explanations and stories of why this is wrong and this is right, like they
Yeah.
can't keep up with that.
There's a lot. Even with like indoor play, like you can really like learn a lot about that child, like when they're in play. Like for example, this probably the funniest place for them to be in, like the dramatic play area, when they pretended to be like maybe the teacher, or pretended to be the mom, or pretended to be whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
just so funny how they see us basically, because they acting out us. It's teaching us, like they really watch and observe us, like they're
Mm-hmm.
learning, even if like we're sitting down. I don't know, we could be doing something simple, coughing. Like literally I work my babies. I've been sick this week, so I've been coughing. And literally they'll sit there. They mock me every time I start coughing, and I'm just like, bro, y'all, I'm really dying over here, but y'all don't know. But they think I'm playing, and they just start doing whatever I'm doing. So they really observe. So like
Mm-hmm.
having them play without like direction, and like letting them use their creative thinking and stuff like that gives them the opportunity to like learn how to play without having to, I don't know, like having to be like so, what's that word, routine, or so scheduled, or
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to really put it, but
structured.
structure, yeah, that's the word, so structured. Just let them play, explore, let them use their imagination. My biggest thing is that I feel like with them learning how to do that, they learn how to Like even when they face problems with playing, like even the
Yeah,
babies facing problems with playing, I let them figure it out. That's what play is about because they're young. That's how they are learning, you know.
absolutely. Especially when it comes to, I like that you said the problem solving because
Hmm.
kids, like, this is their first time outside of like their standard home, mom and dad or parent guardian.
Hmm.
This is their first time with others.
Yeah.
And so trying to navigate in that new world, basically, it's very interesting watching them play because
Hmm.
this is their first time experiencing playing with numbers, writing the alphabet, playing with peers for some kids that are
Yeah.
like only siblings
Hmm.
or only child, just seeing how they navigate through things. And like you said, they mimic us. So seeing what they are perceiving of us and
Hmm.
their families, in a way, they're teaching us.
Yeah, that's what I said. That like even watching them play like helps us really learn.
Hmm. I love it. Now for outdoor play is a big like safety thing. Outdoors where we see a lot of obstacles because there's a lot more we can do outdoors.
Hmm.
Bicycling, swings, monkey bars.
Lots of running, slides.
Yeah, there's so many different things you can do outdoors. And
Hmm.
then not to mention there's like you can play in the grass, you can
Hmm.
play on like the asphalt if you have like a basketball court or something.
Hmm.
You can climb trees in some places.
Some of them kids play in dirt. I mean,
Yeah.
not in my, we don't really let them get too dirty, but yeah, some kids do play in the dirt. It's different things because outside it's just like it's so many things that they can like explore, observe, and like just have fun with. To be honest, like my kids, they small, so when we go outside, I might just like take because we got a wagon. I might just pull them in a wagon, like sing songs, like the wheels on the bus, sing songs with them. Oh, guys, look, it's a tree. There's an airplane. That's how they.
Hmm.
That's how they play outside because they can't be running around, obviously. But
The babies.
yeah.
So during these outdoor play, this is the time to really help them overcome obstacles and like advance their connection with nature, really. Learning how to ride a bike, learning how to get up after they fall down, even like walk through grass versus walking on the sidewalk, like learning how to move with nature and then learning about like bugs and animals.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that outdoor play like reinforces. This is the time where it's also like a big to do about learning about bugs because a lot of people, like I, for example, am terrified of most bugs. I know I shouldn't be. They're smaller than me, and they're usually more afraid of me, as the saying goes. Like this is the time, like where you lead by example and teaching them about these different things, not screaming and running away. When you see a bug and giving them like a simple explanation of what these bugs are doing,
Hmm.
how this is their habitat. Like there's so many different teachable moments in outdoor play
Absolutely.
that they like carry with them. If they see that we're not afraid of these things or we're able to do these things, they want to be just like us in most cases. They look
Hmm.
up to us.
Yeah.
So they won't be as fearful of these things or as timid and falling down if we're not making a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
On that same note, this is the time to play with your kids. Like you were saying, Angie, you bring your kids with you and you talk to them and sing
Yeah.
with them when they're outside.
Yeah.
This is the time to really like interact with them and show them new things.
Yeah.
Give them more options, more opportunities that they may not have seen originally.
Hmm. We be just outside. Just one of my teachers that I work with, she's just fascinated with the cicadas. So she just be just talking to her kids about them and stuff. Like even when her kid came up to me, it was just like, Miss Angela, they're more afraid of you than you're afraid of it, right? And I was just like, okay, yeah, I know. So like even like them being so like interested, the kids being
Mm-hmm.
interested, it just makes my fears go away. I just be walking
Yeah.
around now. It's just a bug. It's whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
they showed me that it is. It's a bug. It ain't gonna hurt you. They can't even see you. But yeah.
They're very open minded. Kids are just very
Mhm.
open minded until
Definitely.
we like close that door for
Mhm.
them.
Yeah. Yep. So that's how important play is.
So, on that topic of creative play and like imagination,
Mhm.
one of the big things that I've dealt with, I'm not sure if you've dealt with it,
Yeah.
Angie, is gender roles in a childcare setting. From my perspective, I don't think there are gender roles that need to be enforced at like the age that I work with. And I mean, and not really any age, but I'm going to speak on where I work with, not forcing gender roles on them in situations where there's like dramatic play, housekeeping, those kinds of things. I've dealt with parents that believe that their son, for example, I had a parent in an old center that I used to work with where their son would love to wear the princess dress or the princess tutu and just play. And it was just a fascination with the bigness of the tutu. And the parents would come in and say, "My son will not be seen in this. Do not let me come here and see my son doing this. It's not funny. It's not cute. This is unacceptable behavior for a boy." But in like those situations, that's where we close their minds. If we stop them from playing, if we tell them they can't play this way, this is just like a wall that we've put in their way for no other reason except society thinks that this will label this kid one way or the other. When in reality, like the child's mind is built on learning the world.
But it's mostly just imitation a lot of times. Like
Yeah.
they put it on, they see their friends putting it on, having fun. They see it on TV or something like that. They might just be interested, but parents do have their ways. But I haven't dealt with it yet. But I also never, well, I'm not their older kids' teachers, but when I am in the room, I let them play with all the little tutus if they want to, all the little headband things that the girls put on. They want boys want to do it, they do it. So I don't stop them from playing. The kids in my family is different because sometimes, my family is a little different. So sometimes they might not, want their boy kids to be playing with, certain dolls. That's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Boys play with dolls and stuff like that, but it's a doll,
Yeah.
just a doll. And he probably just pretended to be a parent or pretended
Yeah.
to have a baby. Like, that's really it. It's nothing really big to it. Like, our thoughts is not what the kid is thinking
Yeah.
in that moment.
In these situations, it's usually an over sexualized, oh, my child is going to be gay or grow up thinking it's okay for this.
They're playing.
And there's just like, there's so much overthinking, over sexualizing what the act is.
Mm-hmm.
Being a childcare worker, like you said, being with them, we're seeing that they're playing mom, they're
Yeah.
playing having a baby,
Mm-hmm.
they're mimicking what they see around them. Maybe a
Yeah.
teacher is having a baby, maybe mom just had a baby and they have a
Yeah.
younger sibling, they're playing take care of the
Mm-hmm.
baby. Like there's
Yeah.
so many different
So
things
many.
that come from it. And in these specific like gender roles, it's usually parents of like boys that have the issue
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
girls can play with anything and it's no big deal in most cases.
Yes. Yeah.
That was something I was never comfortable with, like parents telling me that their son could not do this. Like my centers always backed me up on like this is like a childcare center. This is where they're learning. This is how they play, and we can't limit their
Mm-hmm.
learning here.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because that's, like we say, that's how they're learning, by play.
Now let's get into sleep. Sleep is important too.
Absolutely. Sleep. I know children, that's what they do. What they do. Eat,
Mm,
sleep, poop, pee, cry,
and play.
basically. Oh, yeah, and
And play.
play, basically. That's what they do. So we're going to talk about how important sleep is. And
Mhm.
y'all know infants sleep all day long.
Mm.
They really do sleep all day, but like the first thing we want to talk about is like basically getting them on a routine.
Mhm.
And I feel like me and Serena is, we just some routine schedule, people. So like with our kids, of course, like we gonna have like a schedule, like little our kids, like we having kids together. With our kids separately, we always thought about, having routines for them, having a sleeping schedule, play schedule, feeding schedule, all that little stuff. We want to have it worked out. But that's
Mhm.
just how we are because we like routine. Like even with me working, I got a whole routine I do in the morning just to get to work to make sure everything is on point. But I
Yep.
think routines just help us. And it helps them, like with kids, it helps them to know like what's happening next, what's gonna happen, what's about to happen.
Absolutely.
What's
It's
called,
like
yeah.
they're like circadian rhythm, getting them into the motions. Their body gets used to it. They know what comes next,
Yeah.
and it causes less problems down the line because they know what to expect.
Yeah.
We'll finish one thing like lunch, and they know next comes bathrooms,
Mm-hmm.
then nap.
The nap, yeah.
Like,
For real, that's how it is.
yep.
um,
Giving them that routine
Yeah. And
And
maybe coming from like a kid, you know how baby, like I said, baby sleep all day. It's like teaching them that, when you get older, like we all don't sleep all day. Like you sleep at nighttime and then you may have a nap during the day. So that's the type of routine like we put into them. Then after the center, when they go into kindergarten, pre-K, they take a little nap. Maybe do they take a
mm,
little? You work with
yeah,
kindergarten? Do they still take naps?
yep,
Yeah, they still take a little nap, and then yeah,
they sure do.
a little routine to get them like this is what's gonna really be happening in your school life.
Exactly. I mean, and on that same note, like these kids are used to napping, so just
Hmm.
abruptly stopping that
Yeah.
isn't going to help them.
Mm-mm.
Plus, I
They
mean,
gotta go out of it. I feel like they will, cause
yeah,
like one of my kids and like Noah, the boy in my center, he will not. He go out of naps like he don't sleep during that time. I just, to me personally, that's my thought is that he just grew out of
mm-hmm,
naps, even though naps are lovely,
yeah,
but I just feel like he grew out of them, like he getting too old for it, and that's a good way to have it happen. But just stopping it all together, like them kids need to sleep.
yeah, absolutely. These kids sitting in school all day
Hmm.
is it's a lot, and then build, building off of all the play they're doing, they burn
Yeah.
all that energy. They got to gain some of it back.
Hmm. That's true.
A big thing with setting up a routine is the follow through. If there's inconsistency, they pick
Hmm.
up on that. That inconsistency will reflect with them. They'll see it as, oh well, we didn't do this yesterday, so do we have
Yeah.
to do it
Yeah.
today?
Hmm.
It's a negotiation, you know. So keeping that routine as steady as possible to allow them to get the sleep that they need, it's
Hmm.
important.
Yeah. And the last thing is just quiet time. If this can be like a little bit before they go to sleep, where y'all just sitting quietly or sitting in like silence in the dark, or even in the dark reading like a little nursery rhyme or a
Mm-hmm.
book or anything. Me with at my center, I do quiet time when they wake up because I just let everybody. We just sit here going peacefully, quietly.
Yeah.
That's what we do when we wake up. But because when after lunch they really pass out to go to sleep, so it's kind of hard to do quiet time because they be ready to go to bed. But quiet time after they wake up.
It makes sense to do it after they wake up too. I mean, it makes sense if you can, if you're able to find the time before they go to sleep
Yeah, but it
to
don't.
get them comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But if they fall asleep, hey, more power to you. But waking up in that quiet time, waking up to that quiet time, I like that idea because it's a more gradual wake up. It's a calming
Mm-hmm.
good morning
Yeah.
versus like, all right, guys, let's go.
Yeah, I don't do
Time to move.
that.
Nobody wants to be woken up like that. So having that smooth, like, all right, guys, open your eyes.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's cute. That's very cute. I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait to start nap time. We didn't do nap time this year because COVID.
Yeah.
They and the school hours changed
True.
to avoid naps, so that way the cots wouldn't be so close together.
True.
You know, social distancing and all. But I can't wait. Hopefully for things to go back to normal soon, so that way they can have these naps. And I feel like they like it's a very good mindful moment,
Yeah.
mindfulness thing.
They just get arrested. Like they
Mm-hmm.
crying, a little irritated. But as soon as they wake up from that nap, they feel in a better mood.
Oh yeah.
And we have fun. Like, yep, parents coming soon. Ha ha.
They know. They
Yeah,
understand these things.
absolutely. They really do.
Oh, to be a child again.
Thanks for tuning in again to another episode with Two Village Girls. Please subscribe to our channel if you are new. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them down below. Also, go ahead and hit the bell to get notified when new videos drop. Please check out our Facebook and Instagram at Two Village Girls for updates and weekly inspiration. As always, we want to send you out with some positive vibes to get you through the rest of your week. This week's inspirational quote is by O. Fred Donaldson, who says, children learn as they play. Most importantly, in play, children learn how to learn. Thanks, Villa fam. Bye.
Bye.